Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. These weasels in the European Union got a bigger problem right now than Hungary. Remember, Hungary is the only country in the European Union who actually has its leaders promote the interest of their nation. The rest are like sold-outs. They are for Brussels and the interests that control Brussels. Now, the problem is these guys tried to destroy Viktor Orban and Hungary. And how do they try to destroy him? Well, trying to ban or to take Hungary's right to vote. So when these guys don't like how the outcome of a vote is, they try to eliminate competition. That is, if you have, let's say, people that you know they're going to win against you if they run, you just incarcerate them for the duration of the vote. And after the vote is taken, you win, and then you liberate them, you free them and say, hey, too late, the elections were held yesterday, I won. This is what's going on right now in the United States of America, where the Democrats trying to win by getting Trump in prison. Basically, eliminate competition, I win, and then I say, okay, I'm going to let you out on parole. Trump, but hey, you can't be elected for the next 20 years. Are you going to be alive in 20 years? No. Fortunately, these guys copy the guys who are already ahead of us, which are the Pakistanis. In Pakistan, if you remember, the former Prime Minister Imran Khan was eliminated, was from the competition. Why? Because he was too cozy with Putin, and he said, you know what, I'm going to look for the Pakistani interest, Pakistan's interest, not for your interest. And those guys said, yeah, really? Hey guys, why don't you initiate a no confidence vote on this guy? And they did, and he lost. And they got him and they prosecuted Imran Khan. They tried to assassinate him on a few occasions. He got wounded. They arrested him. He's in prison. Elections are about to be conducted, if I remember correctly, in Pakistan. And they're going to let Imran Khan out after the elections are won by the right guy. And then they're going to leave him out and say, hey, you can't be a candidate for the next 5 years. You can't run for office. You're 70. And in 5 years, it's going to be right after the next elections. So you need to be about 10 years from now for us to allow you to run. So what's going on right now in the European Union? The same with the European Union. The European Union is trying to give Ukraine 50 billion euros, which is $54 billion. And Orban said, no, if you guys want to give him from your own budgets, that's fine, but not from the budget of the European Union. It's bad enough that you blackmail us to change our culture and our civilization and our traditions, otherwise you withhold money from us. That's bad, this blackmail. But, don't give these guys from all of us, make us pay to the budget, and from the budget you send to those guys. How about idiots from Romania can fuck their country, and they can, if they want, give money over there on their own, from their budget, and screw their country? Oh no, they're going to be patted over the head by the European Union and by the American masters. Or let Bulgaria do the same thing. Or Germany, screw their countries for those guys. No, we don't want to do that. Hey, they don't like democracy, the guys in Brussels. So what will they do? They try to take a right. A right cannot be given and taken. Maybe a privilege, but not a right. They try to ban Hungary from voting. They vote, and then they say, okay, we're going to reinstate your vote, your right to vote, after we reach the determination. And we voted for, unanimously, we are good, to give money to Ukraine. The problem is this. There's another country, another voice, another prime minister that joins Viktor Orban. So now there's two, because in life, sometimes you may ask, why is this government or that institution so powerful, FBI or CIA or NSA, jumping on this person who just speaks? He's not important. He's not important. He's just a little guy over there. What's wrong? Well, there's going to be others seeing that guy and copying and joining that guy, and that's how they grow. And remember that song, I Shot the Sheriff? Kill it before it grows. The same. Destroy him before it grows so other people can see it. That's why these guys immediately try to stifle dissent or any other opinions or the truth. So we have here a guy with balls, almost as big as Orban's, which is Robert Fico. Robert Fico is the newly elected Prime Minister of Slovakia. He joins Orban, says, you know what, we support you in that one. And these guys in Brussels are like, oh my God, now we got two instead of one? What's going on here? Who's going to be the third one? Romania. No. No. Romania is as it is. So let me show you a few articles. Here, the first one. Slovakia's leader voices support for Hungary's Orban in the European Union negotiations on funding for Ukraine. Associated Press, today, January 16th, 2024. Ram pam pam, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us. You and I. Here they are. So, the leaders of Hungary and Slovakia on Tuesday said they agree on the need to rework a European Union plan to provide financial assistance to Ukraine. It's a potential boon to Hungarian Prime Minister Fico+Orban, who last month derailed EU efforts to approve the funding for the war-ravaged country. Following bilateral talks in Budapest, Slovakian Prime Minister Robert Fico said he agrees with Orban's position that the EU should not finance a planned €50 billion, $54 billion aid package to Kiev. Aid package meaning weapons to kill people. Let's put it, it's not going to be candies, condoms, and antibiotics. No, it's going to be weapons to kill those. That's aid. Okay, so when you found that, you're going to give some people some weapons to kill other people. The bad people? Okay. From the bloc's common budget and echoed Orban's assertion that the war in Ukraine cannot be resolved through military means. That's an assertion. What do you think? It's an assertion? Okay. So here it is. We have listened very carefully to the proposals that Viktor Orban, Prime Minister, has already put forward in relation to the review of the budget and aid to Ukraine. And I repeat that we consider them to be the rational and sensible, Fico said. Okay, so let's see the next article. This comes from the New Voice of Ukraine. Slovakia backs Hungary's stance to block EU's financial aid, band-aids, and as I said, financial aid to Ukraine. See how these guys are just twisting the truth? It's financial aid. Slovak Prime Minister Fico following a meeting with the Hungarian counterpart Viktor Orban, announced his support for Hungary's position against amending the EU budget to allocate that amount of money right there in aid again to Ukraine. Ukraine is not aid, it's promoting and giving those guys weapons. They want to destroy Russia. Come on. The same thing is here, the same. The Slovak echoed Russian propaganda. So the Slovak Prime Minister also echoed Russian propaganda. So if you don't agree with me, you're a bad dude. It works only in one direction. The other ones cannot claim that one. Stating that the Russo-Ukrainian war has no military solution. Yeah, it has. Russia will destroy you. You want that solution? Fucking idiots. Now, let's go to the next article, which I think is the most dangerous article for these guys in Brussels. Because you see, when the pendulum goes too much in one side, it goes on the other side again. And it goes to the extreme. If you want push it to an extreme and you release it, it's going to go on the other side to an extreme. So here is the next article that shows us the extreme. Here it is. Russia Today. Slavs may unite to raze Western Europe. Western Europe being the Anglo-Saxon Europe, not France or Spain. Those guys are unimportant. They think they're important, or Italy. These guys think they're important, but they don't have, they're just like little dogs over there waiting to be thrown a bone. The main important guy is Great Britain, United States, Great Britain, and sometimes the occupied country of Germany. Sending more aid, again aid, these guys are dumb as well, to Ukraine will only get people killed and lead, this is what he said, this guy. Not very smart. Sending more aid to Ukraine will only get people killed and lead to revolt, Miroslav Radakovsky from Slovakia has warned. Oy vey, another Slovakian, huh? An EU lawmaker who founded the Slovak Patriot Party has warned his European Parliament colleagues that continuing to send weapons to Ukraine will only get more Slavic people killed in Kiev's conflict with Russia and trigger a violent revolt against Western Europe. And I'm quoting, "We need to stop supporting the killing of Slavs," Miroslav Radokovsky said on Tuesday as MEPs debated a stalled plan to provide 50 billion euros, $54.6 billion in additional aid to Ukraine because, he says, and I'm quoting, "We Slavs might unite as brothers and I believe that we will and raise Western Europe to the ground, to the La Manche alone. And I believe no one here wants that to happen." Radakovsky is among the most vocal EU critics of funding the Ukraine conflict and cast one of the dissenting ballots when the European Parliament voted overwhelmingly in November 2022 to brand Russia as a state sponsor of terrorism. He argued on Tuesday that the Ukrainian crisis is, and I'm quoting, a problem of the US and its global interest. And I'm quoting, the EU has become a vassal of the US, end quote. Radakovsky said, and I'm quoting again, we need to start peace talks, but without the US, we need to stop the killing, end quote. Well, good for you. That's interesting. Oh, well, my friends, what do you think? And just to make a point here, I'm going to use the last article. European Parliament will vote to deprive Hungary of its voting rights in the EU. This is from Ukrainska Pravda. Great. That's the democracy these guys want for you. When the population does something that these guys don't like, they will change the game while playing. The rules I'm talking. So that's not good. It's like the Electoral College in the United States of America. Potentially, electors can vote however they want. So if the outcome is not of the liking of the guys in charge, they can vote however they cast their vote, and that's what matters. No? Anyway, and then they have someone to say, yes, this is a legitimate vote of the electors. So here, my friends, the Slavs might unite. I don't think so. It's too much. It's too far. Because a lot of these Slavs think they are better than the other Slavs, and some Slavs think they are worse than the other ones, and so on. So you can't have, we're all the same. No, you're going to have some Slavs thinking, wait a minute, I have some German in me, I'm better than the Slavs. And some others say, well, I'm not Russian. Yeah, no, man. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah. Tell me that a Polish guy will say, well, I'm the same as a Russian. Or let's say a Croat. I'm the same as, I don't know, a Polish guy. Or a Bulgarian. What are you talking about, Bulgarian? You don't believe me? Well, why don't you talk with people? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.